Greetings. Welcome to the Yang Style Tai Chi course. I'm Michael Gilman. Today we're going to be examining a series of movements, the foundational series of movements that is known collectively as grasp the bird's tail. This series of 4 movements use ward off, roll back, press, and push. And all movements of Tai Chi basically contain these 4 movements in tandem with some other supporting energies. But there's a series of grasping the bird's tail is repeated quite frequently throughout the long form. And each time we approach this grasping the bird's tail, I've modified each one so that each time we look at grasping the bird's tail, it's slightly different depending upon the application. And so we're going to examine today the various combinations and to show you the similarities and differences between this series of grasping the bird's tail. So for my partner in this practice is going to be Susan Leinbach, who is an instructor. So I guess I'll bring her on and we can get to work. Greetings. So I'm mic'd and she isn't, so that's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. We're going to start off. I'm going to show you what this looks like in the direction that if we were practicing, this would be the direction we're basically going to be facing. And then repeat it a few times, and then I'll show you what it looks like on the other side, so possibly you can see some different angle that you missed before. Okay, so we'll show you the application. First I'll show you the form, then I'll show you the application, and then I might show you the form again. We'll see. So I think I'll say if you let me do the form first, and then I'll call you back in. Okay, the first 4 movements: ward off, left, ward off, right, roll back, press, and push. All right, so Susan, if you come on back in now. Okay, so we're going to start off a slight angle so that you can see the movements. Normally I'd be facing straight ahead and Susan would be here, but just for the sake of you being able to see that, we'll start off a little bit on this angle. Okay, the first movement, ward off left. Susan is attacking me with her right side, coming in with a straight punch, her whole right side. Very strong straight punch. What I'm going to do is neutralize. The first portion of this is outreach and neutralize, what we call join, lead, getting my body out of the way and leading her. Now, when Susan is going to punch me, as she goes to punch me, she's expecting to hit something solid right here. Her mind says this is going to be nice and solid right here. As she comes there and I disappear, whoa, she's like out of balance. So she's going to always try and remain in balance. And when she gets out of balance, she's going to try and get back. So here, as we do this, as I pull her a little bit, she tries to get back in balance. So that's when I'm going to step behind her, and as she tries to get herself right, I throw her over my leg. This is called warding off. Okay. So Susan doesn't like that to happen, so she has her response is, as I come in, she pulls me closed and comes in to attack me in my flank. once again. Okay, so my response is to get out and just come right back with what we call ward off right. Just a slap, quick slap to the face. Not powerful, but quick. She goes to pull me close. And as she goes to attack, I get out and immediately come up. Like so. Okay, one more time and her response. She blocks, pong, warding off, and attacks me with a punch to the ribs. This could be known as fan through the back, or fair lady works at shuttles. All right, so one more time. I ward her off. She goes to attack. I ward off to the other side. Now, as she's punching, I turn my body so it deflects offward, off of me. At the same time, my right arm neutralizes her down. And I outreach and twist her hand, putting her into a joint lock. This is called rolling back. You see, twisting with my forearm is above her elbow. That way my pressure is out in this direction, and this hand is pulling towards me, so there's a pressure here. And if I could use snapping energy, but I'm using long energy here. This is roll back. I could throw her down, but in any case, you can see how she's out of whack. She's trying to get back. So as she starts to try and get her energy back, I follow with press, just a short burst of energy, squeezing or pressing. So this is called press. That two hands moving together in a kind of explosive type of movement. That's press. Okay, she runs it, just neutralizes it off, and since her shoulder is right there, she just drops in and attacks me right in with what we call shoulder strike. And right into the center. So, my response is I guide her in and just allow her to come in and then bounce her off. It's mostly done, this bouncing off energy is mostly done with the legs. She rolls back, press, and push. Okay, so that's, let me just go through this sequence once again. She punches in, step behind, push her over the leg. She comes around, I get out, slap up. She blocks and attacks, I roll back. Press, and she comes in and I just bounce her away for push. Okay, well, thank you. That's number one.